Viewers, last evening's Diwali celebration on the campus of Jamia Millia Islamia University, national capital, were hampered after two groups engaged in a heated argument and sloganeering. As a part of the Diwali festivities organized by ABVP, lamps were lit and rangolis were drawn on the college campus. As per the police, one group confronted the other and allegedly trampled upon the rangoli, broke lamps, leading to sloganeering from both groups. Slogans like Palestine Zindabad were raised as cops intervened to dial down the heat. We're getting a big breaking update. We're learning that ABVP workers have been detained outside the Jamia campus while the workers and students were heading towards the campus to celebrate Diwali. Following the disruption last evening, they were detained as police says there was no permission given for the celebrations. Let's take a quick look at this ground report coming in.
क्या कहना चाहते हैं? मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, मैं इस यूनिवर्सिटी का स्टूडेंट हूँ। मैं यहाँ पे दिवाली मनाने आया हूँ, दीपोत्सव करने आया हूँ और मुझे वो करने से रोका जा रहा है। पुलिस डिटेन करके हमें लेके जा रही है। मेरे साथ साथ और
आप जामिया के स्टूडेंट हैं?
जी हाँ, मैं जामिया का।
कुछ लोग जो बाहर से आ रहे हैं,
ये देखिए, ये मेरा आईडी कार्ड है, आप जूम करके देख लीजिए। मेरी आईडी कार्ड है, अंजलि पाठक नाम है मेरा और मैं इस यूनिवर्सिटी का स्टूडेंट हूँ। पुलिस हमें डिटेन करके लेके जा रही है थाने में। हमें उस हक से
right now you can see there is a scuffle going on between the police and some of the students here. They are saying that this is our right, that we have to celebrate here the Deepotsava. You can't stop us from doing so. Right now you can see there is argument going on between the police officer and ABVP students.
मैं एक स्टूडेंट हूँ, एलुमनाई हूँ, यहाँ का जेएनयू का पीएचडी स्कॉलर हूँ।
बट इनका कहना है कि आउटसाइडर नहीं आ सकते, परमिशन।
आउटसाइडर किस बात? मैं एलुमनाई हूँ, मेरा विश्वविद्यालय है ये।
Right now you can see that the students are being detained and they are being put inside the bus. There's a lot of tension in that area because they are not allowing them to say. The university has not granted any permission for celebration of Deepotsava, so they can't be allowed. So initially there was an argument between the police, there was a scuffle. Some of them students have already been chased away by the men in khaki who were deployed there because already they barricaded that area. Human chain has been constituted, so leaders have been detained. They are saying that this is our right, nobody can stop us. So right now you see many of the leaders have been detained. Some more leaders have been put inside this bus. They will also be taken to police control room. So they do not want any kind of a trouble because already police has made it clear because there is no permission. So they will not allow students to gather outside. Neither they will allow the students to go inside the campus because the permission has been denied.
All right, let's quickly get in a word from Pradeep as well as Tejshri who are joining us from there. Tejshri, coming to you first, what's the situation like now after last evening's tension? Today, of course, some preventive arrests being made there by the police. What is the situation even as we speak?
Well, absolutely. There was a Diwali event that was organized yesterday around 7 p.m. and that is a fact. It is a fact that pro-Palestinian slogans were raised inside here at the Jamia campus. But there are different versions coming in as of now because the ABVP group says that the left group in fact indulged into their protest and they tried to erase off the rangoli and raised slogans, and perhaps the other group says that there were some outsiders that were brought in by the ABVP workers themselves to try to disturb their own program. And as of now, there has been no official statement from the university. But yes, these are the live visuals, current visuals we are giving you just outside the Jamia University, Jamia Millia Islamia University, gate number 7. Heavy police deployment. Students are still gathered inside the gate. Vijay Ashok, if you can please zoom in and show that a huge number of students, large number of students have gathered still inside, and in fact large number of students have in fact also gathered outside the university, and there was an altercation a few hours back as well because ABVP students decided that they will be again holding Diwali celebration, and here we can see that yes, security deployment is high, but we'll have to see that what transpires next as far as the protest is concerned.
All right, quick word from Pradeep as well. Pradeep, you were there when those students were being detained and I saw you speak to one of them who claims that he's an alumni. Now the question is that if he's not a current student of Jamia, what is he doing there? That's a serious question indeed. But of course, nobody can deny the fact that or even perhaps justify the fact that Diwali celebrations, if they were happening peacefully, why would they be celebrated or in fact be disturbed in the manner that they were last evening?
So right now you can see that the area has been properly barricaded. Large number of police personnel deployed, and already, as I mentioned in my report, also some of the students who were trying to come out to this place for the celebration, they were chased away by police, and some of them have been detained. But there are chances of many more students trying to make another attempt to come out to this place. That's one of the reasons that you can find large number of police personnel deployed here, because they do not want any problem so far as law and order is concerned. Because yesterday there was was a scuffle between the students, and we saw that some of the students, they raised religious slogans, and they also raised Palestine Zindabad slogan. They do not want the repeat of yesterday. That's one of the reasons that police is not taking any chance. And you can see inside the campus also, you'll find the security of Jamia Millia is so. Also, no student is allowed to move inside. Only students with the I card are allowed to move inside, and they are allowed to come out of this gate. The rest of them are not allowed. Still, you will find a lot many students standing inside. So right now, the trouble is still continuing here in this region, but police is trying to ensure that there is no law and order problem, Madhav, here.
All right, Pradeep as well as Tejshri, I'd like to thank both of you for joining us this evening with all those quick updates, because this incident has also acquired a political dimension with a war of words between the BJP and the India bloc netas. Opposition leaders have blamed the BJP and the student wing of the RSS, the ABVP, for commotion, as well as the event being organized with quote-unquote bad intentions.
The students are also free to have their opinion. Some may be pro-Palestine, some may be pro-Israel. It is their opinion. That opinion must be respected.
BJP ABVP was organizing that with some bad intention. And Jamia is always targeted by the communal forces many times in the past. So as is a minority institution, they create some trouble and ultimately that will be blamed.
ये सारी चीजें सिर्फ इसलिए की जा रही हैं कि बहुत बुरी तरीके से जो वर्ग हैं, चाहे वो जिस धर्म के हों, उसमें नॉसेंस क्रिएट होके आपस में झगड़े की बात हो.
On the other hand, BJP is hit back, saying that this incident exposes the intolerant mindset and is encouraged by certain politicians. Listen in.
देखिए, कांग्रेसियों ने एक पाप किया है कि जामिया जैसी केंद्रीय यूनिवर्सिटी को मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी डिक्लेयर कर दिया, और इनके कांग्रेस के पाप के कारण वहां पे दलितों को आरक्षण भी नहीं मिल रहा. केंद्रीय यूनिवर्सिटी है, सारा पैसा केंद्र का लगता है, और आज इस प्रकार से वहां पर मुस्लिम दिखाई देना चाहिए, इस प्रकार से देश में सांप्रदायिकता फैलाने का काम करते हैं. मुस्लिम तुष्टीकरण के कारण कांग्रेस ने किया है, लेकिन आज जिस प्रकार से आज देश के अंदर हम दिवाली नहीं मना सकते.
All right, let's take this across to our guest now. Joining us, we have joining us is Siddharth Yadav, BJP spokesperson. Priyanshu Kumar Jha is Jamia ABVP convener. Rashmi Samant is an activist joining us. Dr. Nikul Patel, Congress leader, is with us, as is Dr. Akashdeep Puni. Let me begin with you first. Nikul Patel, you heard the reaction of the BJP. They are saying this is nothing but a symbol of the vote bank politics that is practiced by the Congress party. And that's why you have this kind of a mindset which is so intolerant to the celebrations of another religion. How do you respond to that?
Firstly, I would like to say that there should not be any problem of celebration Diwali throughout the country. And we are not anywhere restricting any celebration by any person in the country. Secondly, Bharatiya Janata Party wants to portray that this is how Congress mindset is. But I would like to say in last 70 years, we have never done like this. Now, when it comes to an institute where Jamia Millia Islamia, the event that happened into the campus, definitely, it has to be looked into the serious way. The administration as well as the police will try to maintain the law and order into the campus. But again, looking to the history of this university, definitely the administration should be very vigilant, and such things should not happen, because it may lead to the communal disharmony not into that particular university, but it can reflect to other part of the country also. So I would say that.
Yeah, let me get in a word from Priyanshu Kumar Jha, who's a Jamia ABVP convener. Yeah, I want Priyanshu to come in, because Priyanshu, you're there on ground. Is there any truth in the allegations of opposition parties that outsiders are coming, those who are not supposed to be there are being brought in to create some kind of trouble?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सर, मैं आपको जो हमारी कल की जो योजना थी, जो भी हमारा कार्यक्रम फंक्शन था, मैं बता दूं, जो भी ये एलिगेशन लगाए जा रहे हैं वो सारे बेबुनियाद हैं कहीं ना कहीं. और हम कई सालों से जो रंग दीपोत्सव है मनाते हुए आ रहे हैं, और बहुत अच्छे से ये एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट किया जाता है. लोग आते हैं, पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, रंगोली बनाते हैं, मिठाई खिलाते हैं हम उन्हें, और स्काई लालटेन जलाते हैं. तो उसी प्रकार कल भी हमारा ऐसा ही कुछ चल रहा था, और 4-4:30 बजे के अंतराल में हमारा कार्यक्रम शुरू कर दिया गया था. और उसके बाद सारी चीजें बहुत अच्छी तरीके से चल रही थी. बहरहाल जब 7-7:30 का वक्त आया, तो उस वक्त एक मॉब इकट्ठा होती है जो कि जामिया गेट के सामने में, और जो वहां पे रंगोली बना रहे होते हैं, वहां पे वो सबसे पहले जो रंगोली पे जो दिया रखा गया था, वहां पे वो लोग उसे दियों को तोड़ते हैं. उसके बाद हमारे 20-30 वॉलंटियर्स थे जो कि अलग अलग काम कर रहे थे, डिवाइडेड किए गए थे उनके काम को। जब हम ये स्लोगन सुनते हैं अल्लाहू अकबर, नारा तकबीर, अल्लाहू अकबर, फिलिस्तीन जिंदाबाद, तो हमें भी हम उस जगह पहुंचते हैं क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं हमें भी एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से ये बताया गया था कि जो भी चीजें हों वो पीसफुली हो जानी चाहिए, तो ये हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है कहीं ना कहीं। तो जब हम जाते हैं, तो जब हम बात करने जाते हैं तो हमारे साथ मैन हैंडलिंग की जाती है। उसके बाद सर सबसे द मेन थिंग इज कि आप देश की प्रतिष्ठित विश्वविद्यालय के हिस्सा है और NIRF रैंकिंग जिसकी 3rd है, वहां के लोग स्टूडेंट जो है, सुनने में ये आता है कि आपकी जो छात्र हैं, आपकी जो बहन है, जो लड़कियां आती हैं, वो हिजाब पहन के आए। क्यों? अगर वो नहीं आएंगी तो उनका, मैं सर उन शब्दों का चयन नहीं करना चाहूंगा, उनका रेप कर दिया जाएगा। तो ये अपने आप में एक दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है।
किसने कहा है? Who has said this?
सर वहां पे जो मॉब इकट्ठा हुई थी 50-60 के तकरीबन, क्योंकि आइडेंटिफाई करना उस वक्त बहुत ही मुश्किल था क्योंकि मैं खुद वीडियोग्राफी कर रहा था उस दौरान। मेरे साथ
serious claim, if that has actually happened, a very, very serious claim indeed. And I want to bring in Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Dr. Akashdeep Muni, why should there be any kind of hostility? If there is a celebration of a religious festival, it should be, one that takes everybody along, and especially a festival such as Diwali, which is meant to bring people together.
See, Madhavji, there are some factual information that should come into this debate. First, as cited by your own journalist, that no permission of celebrating this particular festival in the campus was taken by the organizers.
For today.
So the organization should not have been present there. Interestingly, unfortunately, they were, which was in against the rules of the organization, which is Jamia. Without formal initiation, why have alumni, without formal invitation, why alumni were present there? It clearly shows that outsiders were present in that particular festival without being welcomed by the administration or by taking complaint. Third, did Jamia University's Dean Student Affairs acknowledge their this particular festival? No. Then why they were present? These all contentions show that this particular festival was not actually a festival, but a way by political parties to project a particular sloganeering in a peaceful environment of a university.
Okay, let me take those questions across to Siddharth Yadav. Siddharth Yadav, there was no permission taken. This was all being done with a political intent, and Akashdeep Muni is citing certain facts to buttress his claims. How do you respond to him?
No, Madhav, I think this is very absurd, all the claims that are being made on this debate, because campuses and educational institutes are democratic places. All students have the right to come out and celebrate festivals. It is a place where debate, discourse, discussions happen. And in such an institution, which is funded by the central government, a very reputed institution of our country, if Diwali celebrations are happening, I cannot find any reason or any defense why would a mob go there and disturb that procession and that event and give a Jai Philistine naras on that ground. What is this mindset which is being supported by the political parties? Who are these goons in the campuses? Who are these goons supported by political leaders in this country? And if such incidents cannot be unequivocally condemned, then I think all such political parties are equally guilty as the mobs in the campuses who are doing this. It is one such incident which is against democracy. It is one such incident which is against free speech in campuses. And why is it always that it is against the Hindu festivals in campuses? We have seen such incidents happening before as well in Jamia in 2020. Anytime if a Hindu festival is being celebrated, if students are getting together, who are these people and who are these people supported by, who come out and oppose such incidents? And with what? With Jai Philistine naras? I think this is absolutely absurd. This should not be supported. And all their political akas sitting in the, in their political galleries should be ashamed.
Respond to that. Akashdeep Muni, respond to that. Why should, Diwali celebrations, if you don't agree with it, if you're even protesting against it, why pro-Palestine slogans? What's the logic for that there? Is it appropriate? Have you ever seen a Diwali celebration in your life with pro-Palestine slogans? It's everyone's democratic right to protest, but at a function, at a religious festival, is that appropriate?
It is not appropriate. No sloganeering should have happened from the side of SFI or ABVP. But my single point answer to the spokesperson, with all respect, whom I don't think that they have gone through the directives actually. kindly go through the UGC directive to the universities on celebrating festivals and kindly read it. आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते कि ना कि कहीं कोई भी आ जाए वहां पे सेलिब्रेशन शुरू हो जाए, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. आपको यूनिवर्सिटी डीन स्टूडेंट अफेयर्स का परमिशन लेना पड़ता है.
Okay, Siddharth, I'm going to come back to you as well as Rashmi Sawant in just a moment. We have to take a very quick break. I'm requesting all of you to stay on with us. We'll continue with this debate on the other side. Stay tuned. Discussing the chaos that's been seen in Jamia since last evening. In fact, let me take this across to Rashmi Sawant, who's an activist joining us. Rashmi Sawant, how do you respond to Dr. Akashdeep Muni's statements that there are specific UGC guidelines and rules as to celebration of festivals in university? It's not a free-for-all. There are certain guidelines that have to be followed. And his claim is that it wasn't followed in the case of Jamia and this particular Diwali celebration. Your response to that?
Madhav, if you look at this entire situation, then I think the people who are kicking the diyas, chanting Jai Palestine, they are more in the red, and not the students who are actually lighting a few lamps and making a rangoli. Of course, I think there is a way to deal with it. I'm sure the UGC guidelines don't suggest that if there is a celebration going on unauthorized, then it's a free-for-all for other students to come and violently attack. This kind of justification of mob violence on campus is something that I'm not able to grapple with. And the fact that it is slogans like Jai Palestine, I don't understand why more people aren't coming forward and saying that these kinds of things are something which challenge the autonomy of this country and that it shouldn't be allowed. This kind of intersectional activism, which is growing on our campuses, that shouldn't be allowed. And under the garb of it, there is so much going on. Nobody's trying to challenge that. Everybody's somewhat trying to justify the violence which happened by using the fact that there is no permission. And I don't think, the lack of permission is any kind of justification to allow violence on campus.
Well, absolutely. Lumpenism is something that should have no place. Certainly, of course, even if the slogans were inappropriate or the permissions were not taken, is that justification enough to disrupt the rangolis and the diyas that were present over there in such a violent manner? Is certainly a very, very pertinent question. All right, there are visuals coming in now from Russia. Let's quickly cut across live to that. These are visuals of the bilateral meeting, in fact, between Xi Jinping and the delegation from the China side, as well as the Indian delegation. Of course, the Prime Minister there, very much part of that bilateral meeting, the first bilateral meeting that is taking place in 5 years between India and China. A very, very big development indeed. A lot that's on the table. Of course, recently we have seen India and China arrive at an agreement when it comes to the vexed issue of Ladakh, and patrolling, in fact, is something that is resuming as far as the line of actual control is concerned. Now, of course, what further will we see in terms of India and China diplomatically coming out of this very crucial meeting, given that ties have been very frosty over the past few years? Clearly, is there going to be a real sort of ice-breaking in that sense as far as this particular bilateral meeting is concerned? That's what we'll be watching out for. And of course, where India and China can further partner on when it comes to several other areas of cooperation is very, very significant as well.